Hello world, you're watching 80s Music Twin Ranked. I'm Joel.
I'm Chris.
And today's artist is...
The Alan Parsons Project.
Not the only movie reference for them,
Yeah.
but the only time they were actually mentioned in a movie. But they've done movies.
The Spy Who Shagged Me, that was the second, right? That was
the
it
second
was not the first one.
Right.
Yep. And Seth Green's, what was this? Scott said, they're progressive.
Very, very progressive. If we had a list of progressive artists, we've probably done at least half of the good ones. All right, so Alan Parsons is one of the guys in the group. You couldn't even define who's in the group because they only showed two guys that were in the whole thing. Alan Parsons and Eric Wolfson, who has since died 2009 of lung cancer, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, and he sang like their famous one, "Eye in the Sky."
Primetime?
I think Primetime was
Primetime
one.
was
Doing
one of
Answer Me. That was his
Yeah.
voice.
During the heyday, you know, we probably only knew about him strictly because of the videos. if they didn't put any videos out, would we even know who they are?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Most famously, which I heard, because you're a big sports fan, is that
Sirius.
Sirius was definitely the entrance of the
Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
During their heyday with Michael Jordan, and I heard it all the time.
Right.
And I never knew that it was a separate song. I thought it was a version of Eye in the Sky. And then just recently I thought, oh, it's connected. It's two. They'll never play that on the radio.
Yeah, and I always thought when I heard it, I always thought it was a guitar. Somebody's playing an electric guitar.
Right, until they show Alan Parsons actually doing a keyboard.
he's doing the keyboard. Yeah.
Right. So, and he plays multiple instruments. Actually, he sings Eye in the Sky now. They never toured when they were in their heyday.
Yeah.
First concert,
So
1990.
before they formed the band, I guess he was he's sound engineer. He did Dark Side of the
Man,
Moon,
look,
Pink
just
Floyd,
go through the list.
Let It Be, and Abbey Road from the Beatles.
Yeah, so Dark Side of the Moon the only Pink Floyd he did? He was going to do Wish You Were Here, but then he decided to start his own project. It's Alan Parsons' project. Ambrosia's debut, which I don't know if there were any hits on it. There probably were, but I don't know them. Pilot. Did you look?
Yeah, Pilot has Magic. Oh, it's magic. Yeah, I knew that.
I didn't realize that was them, but it went up to number 5.
Okay, tell me another song from them.
From Pilot? No.
Yeah.
I looked at nothing. I didn't listen to anything. I could probably listen to something.
And you go, oh yeah, I recognize it. Yeah.
Because there are a lot of 70s bands like that catching up to. Okay, so movie-wise. Okay, so we just did The Pretenders and noted that she did songs, they did songs. She's The Pretenders. for James Bond, Living Daylights, right? There's a connection with Alan Parsons, not just Austin Powers.
Okay.
And that is that Alan Parsons did music for Ice Castles. Remember that movie?
I don't think I ever watched it.
But you know who's in it, right?
Yeah, so
Lynn Holly Johnson, who was the flirty young
from
girl.
For Your Eyes Only, she was the most scared. That character
Right.
could have not been in the film. It wouldn't have changed anything.
Now, she actually was in her 20s,
Yeah.
but she played like a teenager.
Yeah, and Roger Moore's in his 50s.
He's like, let's go get you an ice cream cone. All right. And then a movie I just watched a month ago, Lady Hawk, with Matthew Broderick, Michelle Pfeiffer, Rutger Hauer.
Wolfson did the soundtrack, right?
No, Alan Parsons did.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I didn't know that by research. By watching it, his name came up. I'm like, ah! And, but the only other movie connection I can see of, I don't think they did songs for the movie, but there's a video for Eye in the Sky that shows clips of 1984, the one with John Hurt.
Yeah, I did not like that movie either.
No.
I don't think I just in general don't like that story.
John Hurt's just not a lead actor type. He's a good side character. Don't put him as the lead. But it's all about Big Brother.
Also, that movie is just depressing too.
Right.
And I'm not a fan of depressing movies.
No. And you know why it is depressing today?
It's coming true.
Living it. All right. Yeah. So they didn't perform. What is that's how I would have actually done it. Say we were musicians back then, favorites. I think I would have wanted to do that. Just make studio albums
Right.
and
Not
never
perform,
tour.
Right. The thing is, you would think the bands, especially unless they produce their own albums, the bands would have to tour to make their money
Yes.
because the studio really would make the money on the album.
Right. Yeah. How did they get their money?
He probably still did sound engineering for other groups.
I don't know. Is he still making every time like a Dark Side of the Moon song plays? Does he get money from that?
Well,
Maybe. But he's still alive.
yeah. So the very first song I recognized of theirs was Breakdown.
That's the last song I recognize because I didn't really dive into their music.
Earliest song of
Okay.
theirs.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember hearing it something. I'm like, I recognize this, and it is pretty much if you go down in their albums, the first song from
Right.
an album that you would
Yes.
hear if you go chronologically.
Coming from an album called I, Robot, which is a Will Smith movie. I think they were big into movies.
Also, they didn't want to get copyrighted, so they took the comma away. I/robot.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't it
Isaac Asimov. It has to be him, right?
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah. But some of their covers are pretty cool. Vulture Culture's cover is pretty cool. Cool. Looks like it's a mall or something, like with all the levels.
Oh, yeah.
Ammonia Avenue.
Ammonia Avenue, they took that picture without permission of some place as the people in the tubes. And then they have the robot in the forefront.
Okay, that's the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Vulture Culture has it says Vulture, but
Oh,
it
no,
looks like a
that's
snake.
I'm sorry. That's iRobot. That's
Yeah,
iRobot.
Robot.
With it.
Well, a couple
Ammonia
of-
Avenue is the one with the pipes that almost look like a person, really.
Okay. Vulture Culture has a snake, which does make sense.
Which is eating its own tail.
But why call it Vulture?
I don't know.
Vulture's a bird.
There's no vulture on there, it's a snake. Now, I would, if I was to recommend an album to buy of theirs, that would be it.
Vulture Culture.
Yeah, because
They had two legitimate hits.
so I went through every album this week, and it was hard to listen.
I didn't make most of their long songs. I did
Yeah.
not make it all the way to the end.
Ammonia, Vulture Culture was the only one where, besides the hits, I liked the other songs. And they just, their songs are not what you call radio friendly. Let's
Yes.
put it that way.
They're similar to Rush, in you have to find the classic off stations, to hear their music. But Rush actually gets played way more nowadays. Yeah, and they did have some radio friendly hits, but they didn't rank up the charts very much. How is "Don't Answer Me" their biggest hit though, ranking wise?
Probably because of the video. That has the cartoon video where it's like Dick Tracy kind of guy with
And they used that old movie thing where he got punched and he hit the moon in the eye.
and then he
Wiped his
He
tear.
wiped his tear. How long is your arm? You can get up there and do that.
Okay, yeah, and then let's talk about me. I actually like that song, despite they do what Starship does in We Built This City, is they have the talking from the TV during the song. That irritates me.
Yeah,
It's
now
still a good
that song, that video, you can see in the TV on the right, in the video first standing on higher ground.
Yeah, they actually showed Alan Parsons Project playing in it too. So,
And primetime video is really the
Twilight
after
Zone.
hours Twilight Zone episode. Yeah.
yeah. And in Don't Answer Me, you know what's funny? They have the Alan Parsons Project in cartoon
Playing it,
form.
yeah, playing it, correct, yeah.
So that was pretty neat too. All right, so I don't have anything else. on them,
There
'cause
was hardly any information on them.
They do tour now. They tour now. They are not called the Alan Parsons Project.
No, I called the Alan Parsons Live
Live.
Project.
Yes. So But it's cool because he tours with an orchestra, which is probably best fitting for that type of music.
Yeah, they said they didn't really tour live because of all the sound that went into making a song.
Right.
You couldn't really viably doing it live.
Sure, whatever excuse you want to give. All right, let's go ahead and get to the top 10.
Now, to say that they didn't like their albums and the songs on the albums, I like all their hits. So
Their hits, yeah. The fact that we can get 10 is kind of pretty cool, but we still disagree on number 10. Both of us have an honorable mention. You put You Don't Believe as one of yours, and I put Psychobabble as one of mine. I should have listened to it because I couldn't tell you how it sounds right now.
yeah.
But I like the word, Psychobabble. Okay, number 10, which is another song, probably, I don't know, was it ever on the radio? Days Are Numbers, parentheses, The Traveler. Now that is a Rush title if I've ever seen one.
Days are numbers. If you look at a calendar, they are.
Yes. So, and that comes from Vulture Culture. You put this at 8. This is the one I did not pick. I put this at 13. So I probably did not get all the way through the song while listening to it.
Understandable.
Number 9, coming from iRobot. I Wouldn't Want to Be Like You.
Do you remember this playing on the radio?
No. No, and
That sound familiar.
there was maybe we saw the video because it does have a video, stupid video. He keeps approaching this figure, and then the figure disappears. So that's probably special effect back then. But I had this. You had this at 12, and this is my 8. So
Is that what people say though? I wouldn't want to be like you.
no.
Or I wouldn't want to be you. Is what they say.
Or sucks to be you. Man, I'd hate to be in your shoes. That's what it was.
I wouldn't want to be like you. So insult, really a good insult.
Yeah, and there are people probably where I would say this. I wouldn't want to be like them. Okay, number 8 coming from Ammonia Avenue. My number 9, your number 6. Don't Answer Me.
Oh, and the video Prime Time, which is the one with the mannequins that come to life. Ammonia Avenue is one of the road
The signs, I saw that. I did see that. Okay, but we're on Don't Answer Me, and this is where you say something, somebody starts talking, and you go like,
Putting your finger on their lips.
Don't answer me. Or you ever said that to somebody?
What was that done in the Naked Gun series? Didn't Leslie Nielsen do that?
Maybe, I don't know. You ever ask a question and somebody starts talking and you're like, that was rhetorical. A rhetorical question is one person doesn't want you to actually answer. All right, number 7 coming from iRobot. The first hit from that we think Breakdown, and nothing like Tom Petty's Breakdown. His Breakdown didn't make our list though because he has a slew more hits.
Yeah.
I put this at 6. You put it at 7.
It's nothing like the movie either with Kurt Russell. Breakdown.
Yes. Good movie.
His
Good
kidnapped wife, right?
Right. This was not a single too, so the fact that we know this song is pretty interesting. Okay, but yeah, that's number 7. Number 6 from Vulture Culture. Let's Talk About Me. My number 3, despite putting the TV stuff in, and your number 9.
Yes. So which one do you like? This one or Toby Keith?
That is not called Let's Talk About Me.
I know, but he does say that.
I want to talk about. Oh yeah, right. He does say the phrase. I want to talk about me. Yeah, I like his version.
Yeah, okay.
And, yeah,
It's similar. Okay, it may not be the exact same words, but it's pretty much.
I know.
It's talking about the same thing.
That song is actually you want to memorize those words because it's cool
I always get the order wrong.
Yeah, but sadly he passed away earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. And I felt bad for that lady in the video because the guy sat on the couch pretty much ignoring her the first until she got on a game show and won whatever the prize was, and he was still sitting there watching TV going, "You missed out, buddy." All right, number 5. Coming from Ammonia Avenue, the other song, Prime Time. I have this at 7, you have it at 4. And, they were mannequins, but the song does say there's something in the air that made them come to life somehow. Yeah, freaky, kind of freaky character, yeah. If a mannequin ever came to life.
Yeah. They did a pretty good job of videoing. I mean, you see the eyes move first, and then...
Yeah. Now, I heard the movie Mannequin came out because Journey put Chain Reaction out, and they were singing to mannequins, and that's how they came up with that movie. But this is actually the premise of the movie.
Now, the Mannequin coming away, we got that movie Mannequin, where it happened. That's fine. They're running around in the video, but then they show those scenes where the guy the mannequin that came to life is running around as a human, is being chased by mannequins. They didn't change, but they're still walking around. That's freaky if you have mannequins chasing you.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it could be a Twilight Zone episode or a Doctor Who episode, because that kind of stuff happens in Doctor Who. By the way, when you hear the words prime time, it's either
usually talking about
sports figures, because they hit the big time.
The certain time in
time
television.
8 p.m. to 11 p.m. before you go to bed. Yeah, that's your primetime shows. Do they call it that anymore?
Probably.
Okay. All right, number 4. Coming from Turn of a Friendly Card. And I'm assuming, a card that you're playing.
Yeah, Texas Hold'em or
flip over card favorable to you. I guess that's a friendly card. Both of us put this at number 5. It's games people play.
Yeah, technically, I love this song.
Yes,
sounds really good. And the video, it seems to show them recording it.
Yes. Where do we go from here?
And I always thought those were violins, and he's doing a doodly doodly doodly.
Now, what type of games do you play in the middle of the night? Does it capture the flag?
I don't know, but they said you take it or you leave it, so that could be capture the flag.
I remember going to camp, and that's what we played in the middle of that. You take a flashlight, you try to get the other team's flag. Is there any others? No, obviously that's not what they're talking about, but that's what I think. Is it Games Without Frontiers? Okay, number 3. 2 songs connected. Sirius / Eye in the Sky.
Yeah, we couldn't put those separately.
Yeah, I thought about putting them separately, but one doesn't even last the whole 2 minutes, and it doesn't change at all. But you have this at 3, I have it at 4. It comes from Eye in the Sky.
Yeah, that's the best part, is that it's the same beat, and it's dying down, and then it comes in a different form to the song.
Yeah. Now, I think Alan Rickman's last movie before he died is called Eye in the Sky.
Okay.
And it's about all the cameras you can see from satellites.
Yeah, but if nowadays when you hear it's the eye of the sky, it's usually talking about helicopters looking at traffic for you on your morning commute.
What was the Fast and Furious? What was that? The Eye something or other.
Oh, it was called The Eye.
Just The Eye?
No, the God's Eye. God's
Eye. Okay. By the way, wouldn't that be freaky to look up in the sky
and see an eye? Yeah,
giant eye. I used to think it was talking about God because it says He can read your thoughts.
I've actually thought about that in several scenarios, like at night, where you see like the lightning in the sky, and what if the lightning happens and when you look up you see a giant spacecraft like an alien? But I mean it's really big, like a city long big.
Yeah,
that would freak you out.
but he says he can read your thoughts. Right. He's the maker of rules.
Right.
And he deals with fools. So
sounds like God to me.
Okay, that was number 3, and Sirius. Which is that where they come up with Sirius Radio?
Yeah, because that's how it's spelled.
Yeah,
maybe.
So Alan Parsons is
it's part of Sirius Radio. Yeah. He's sound engineering.
All right, number 2 from their last
album. Where he makes
album.
all his money.
Yes. Last album called Gaudi, I guess that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Standing on Higher Ground.
I confuse it. I look at the album, it's very similar, the title, to Steely Dan.
Okay.
Gaucho.
This is my favorite song of theirs. If you remember when we did our decade lists, this was on my top 10 for 1987, so it would be an honorable mention. Your number 2. I like the video. Small guitar solo, but still pretty cool. And their last song, put out in 1987, never hit the charts, but I like this song.
Anakin, you can't win. I'm standing on higher ground.
Right.
That's what he says.
But,
He's got the higher ground.
okay, so I do have an issue with this
Yeah.
song. It says standing on higher ground. He's in a hot air balloon.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, he's standing on something, but it's not ground.
He's on the top of a building. That's not really ground.
That's right. You never put him on Mount Everest, obviously. Go up to Mount Everest and shoot this. No thanks. All right, and that brings us to our number 1, and I put this higher because this one actually hit the charts. Because my number 2, your number 1, similar, but this one ranked. Stereotomy. And
they said this word came.
Same album.
What did they say the word came from? Do you remember?
No, but I wrote down what it means, and it means it's the way to cut solid items. And there's
That's what it was. I think stereotomy is from Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay.
Murder is Rue.
Rue Morgue.
Rue Morgue,
Rue Morgue. By the way, I totally forgot about that. Their first album called Tales of Mystery and Imagination. All the songs are based off of Edgar Allan Poe stories. So they liked him for some reason.
Yeah. Well, Edgar Allan Poe. We did when we were kids. We did the Raven movie
and
from
the Telltale. I think
from Roger Corman, who also passed away the past month.
Telltale Heart was the Monkey's Claw was a good one. I saw a movie.
What's the one where there's a heartbeat under the floorboard?
I don't. Probably a Telltale Heart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that might be it.
So,
right.
so I actually don't have any clue if this is an actual Edgar Allan Poe story. It sounds like one. So this guy dies, right? And this woman they have antiques in their thing, and they realize one of them you can make 3 wishes, right? And so after his funeral, her wish is that he would come back to life. Well, the problem is he was already embalmed. So the doctor's like, don't do that! And now he wakes up, his casket's there. He wakes up and he's in complete pain. Because he was embalmed.
Right,
it's not actual blood.
Right.
And so then she goes over and I think she said that he would live forever too. So she's over there stabbing him and he's not dying while also in pain from the embalming. I think it was called Tales that Witness Madness.
Okay, yeah.
I thought it was a funny story. So
yeah, again, off of the Monkey's Paw, pretty
yes.
much. Which also is like Stephen King's Pet Sematary kind of based his story off of that.
Stereotomy though, that's probably their worst video age-wise. If you were to watch it,
yeah,
the special effects report, all those guys, the animated things, all they're doing is
repeating over and over and over again.
Yeah, but what do they do? Somersaults. It's so stupid. It's like, what does this have to do with anything? Yeah. So
and when we saw it when it first came out, we probably thought it was the coolest thing.
You know what? On the album though, where they lengthen the song as opposed to what's in the video, that is the song you want to hear. The one that's 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while for it to come in, and it's pretty cool. I think Standing on Higher Ground also has a long version too. So that's our 10.
So what does he say? Stereotypy, we can make it together.
Yeah. Do anything you want to.
No, yeah, but we made it together.
Right.
When you think of 2 things, in stereo.
That's true.
I don't know.
And that's probably what most people thought, because it's music, it's playing on a stereo, and that's stereotomy. That's not it. All right, so that's our Alan Parsons top 10. We were later to the game, so therefore their latest songs are the best. All right, next week we are covering an artist where we've done the band already a long time ago.
Yeah.
Finally getting to another artist who separated.
Should be the first from the band, but we're probably not going to do the other 2.
I doubt. Yeah. So, yeah, that should be fun. I can't wait. And I did mention this person in one of our recent videos
Yeah.
too, so maybe that'll give you a hint.
She might have been in an Edgar Allan Poe story too. She's a witch, right?
Maybe. We'll assume she was. So
Okay.
see you next week. Bye.
Bye.